and what I felt in the hallway every day. I loved it, seeing the people in it, doing it. Because, like, you know something, we keep doing this, it's gonna break through the stagnation. And it didn't, and it was a heartbreak. I still feel it every time I think about it. I miss everybody who was working and loved radio all under one roof every day, doing it, being into it, trying to get their personal best out onto the air.
Hey, well, you know, in the same thing, you know what it feels like to walk into a building. I went to register to vote when I got here, and I sat there and I gave my name, and the girl looks up to me. She says, I've listened to you. She says, I know your name.
Wow.
I said, yeah, I've been on Delaware 105.9. She says, I know you've been. I listen to you. I love your show.
Wow.
And I'm
there
like,
you go.
wow. You know, and
right.
it's just like, okay, it's well worth it, and I understand it. And she was just as excited to meet me as I was to hear it.
Right.
It was fun. And so these people who are in management don't get that. They've never, first off, a lot of the management, I go back to the idea, a lot of the management that there is excellent for music stations, but they have now all of a sudden somebody in corporate said, well, we're going to slide this talk radio station under your wing.
That's what, exactly it. That's the big Jeopardy bonus question right there. Exactly. If that building would have been left to its own success. I don't like to drop names, and if I have something nice to say about somebody, I say their name beautifully. I will not say someone's name. I disagree with it strongly, so I'm not going to. But this guy would visit the building occasionally, and it would blow my mind. I couldn't believe how detached and superficial, and I would go and it would really spoil like 20 minutes of my day, and everybody's he's been around a while. You got to get used to. I said, well, I said we shouldn't get used to this. This is the killer right here. This is the enemy is in the building. And then, you're going to love this story because it's happened zillions of times. We're at the Christmas party. It's the end of the damn year. We're trying to have fun and laughs after being rough-handed, with short budgets and crabby. And what is the message from this gentleman? I just want to remind everybody that when we didn't make our revenue shortfalls earlier this year, that was a dark, dark time. I almost threw a chair at him. I'm like, what are you doing? It's Christmas, you a-hole. What are you doing? He's complaining about February revenue 10 months later on a night of good cheer. How can that company, what do you want from those people? Should those employees be, what do you want them to be? Nuclear titanium to put up with? How, you can't succeed. He's killing it. He doesn't wake up and go, I know I'm killing it. He doesn't care if he's recklessly and thoughtlessly demoralizing people. He didn't even care.
And the guys and gals that are on the street facing the clients feel it every day. They know how to fix things, but they can't get it through management's skull.
And after he wrecked it, he's already gone. He's the first guy off the ship when the ship ran aground. He's got a new again, I will never say that. He's got a new title in the trades. He's got a big, I'm sure he's still driving his expensive cars. Insane. It was a horrible, arrogant ruination of what these people like me and Dan in that hallway and Paul working so hard, caring so much. Everything you said earlier, Richard, the authenticity was worth our blood, sweat, and tears. We love it. Snowstorms, they got suspended there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Dan's in there 4 o'clock in the morning. Everything. People showing up in the snow. Paula came to work in the snow. Everybody was all in like it was a barbecue and a job. It's like, this is our big thing, but this is what we enjoy. You sit in front of the computer, tedious, horrible computer, slow computer, backwards email system. Also, you can get on that microphone and make love to these people on the air.
And you're doing two things. You also have sponsorships. They would go out and sell school day events so that they have special sponsorships for giving school closings and all this stuff. And it really is a revenue builder, and it's good for everybody because a lot of people are captive audiences, and it works out beautifully. And we, the front line, are sitting there doing our job so that we can help get the extra sales and support this, not only the community, but also the sponsors who have put out the money. It's how Harmony works. And again, if the management doesn't respect that, you walk into your business every day going, why am I here?
You know, the thing is, you again put your finger on it with the structure of the whole deal. You can't have someone who's never in the building, doesn't know the advertiser paying the bills, doesn't know the talent and why this week was different than last week. They're doing their promotions now for Christmas. They're doing their things for Easter. They're doing their things for 4th of July. Not engaged. And then having this absolute power. Here, again, no names. We lose a very important member of the team who's doing enterprising journalism. We're getting journalism on the local journalism that didn't exist off the newspaper. You know, most radio stations in the old days, you read 5 newspapers and you rewrite the newspaper to get the radio because nobody had a reporter. We had a reporter who was generating phone calls and street reporting, videos, Facebook, the whole nine. Amazing stuff. Stuff that I learned watching him because at 20-something. Okay, so he leaves, and you go, oh, boy, it's a big blow to the team. How are we going to fill that? Oh, no, we're not. The guy who never comes to the building. Absolutely not. You're not going to fill that role? Do you understand? We're not, can't do it. What do you mean you can't do it? Any way you ask me, the answer's no. Now, I don't know details, corporate, not my job. But you're going to telling me you're not going to replace Aaron Judge on the Yankees? You're not going to replace the guy who's putting the runs up? You're not going to replace Didi Gregorius there at second? I mean, these are guys that are making plays. This isn't a guy you never hear from on the bench. You could do that, but you don't want to take a player out of. Now, to be perfectly fair, you know, people in the building, they can't tell this guy to F off. They have to say, yes, sir. What are they going to do? They have paychecks. They got kids. You know, what are you going to do? But it demoralized so much of the new momentum. When you threw Sussman and me into the mix quickly, back to back within a month or two of each other, you goosed the entire cume of the station. The curiosity factor alone. But we didn't do anything with it. We didn't capture it. And as we were, you said it earlier, right? You either got to go overload or you got to go slow and smart. Got to be smart. You got to pace yourself and be smart.
Oh, I get it. Believe me, I say, listen, the other thing with the news is that they went back to the same script that the guys across town, the other talk station, does the same thing. They're getting it from the same source. I can listen to their news update, and now I can listen to this update, and it's the exact same words because they're going to the same website and picking up the same stories. It's almost verbatim. I'm like, wow.
It's a heartbreak. It's such a heartbreak. Now, the thing they're going to, you know, I've been to so many general managers over this. I can't believe it. This is such a great segment for me, Richard. I have to send you a check for therapy. This is like my whole career. I feel like I've been in the office of the general manager talking about exactly this. You know, local is so expensive in their head. They are so programmed to the numerical budget number that you leave sad. You walk out of there, they're nice guys. The first one was 1986. I never forget this guy. He's got the Saab. You know, he's got the suspenders like Larry King. Remember the 80s? He had all the 80s. He had the hair, expensive shirt. But he was a young fella, and he loved me. Oh, until high five. Until the day local and budget became an issue. And we were owned by Hearst at the time. So we had to be obedient. And it was the beginning of 30-plus years of young, handsome guys ruining everything I was doing.
Yeah. I'm with you. I get it. I've seen it.
You know what? I love it. It makes me play. It makes my show better. The harder they make it, the show is better. Richard, I have to say, I love every station I've ever been on. KABC in Los Angeles was a dream. Do you know I was on WABC on the day before 9/11? I did the Bob.
No. Wow.
Let me tell you, I filled in for Bob Grant a number of times in my career. WABC, Bob Grant fill-in, WOR, Bob Grant fill-in. So I'm doing Bob for the week of September 10th, 2001. And so I wake up on September 11th, and I hear the sirens. I'm sleeping on 57th Street in Manhattan, hotel. I said, what's the sirens? You know, a couple, then there's 10 sirens and 25, 30 sirens. So it was 9/11 attack that woke me up on that day.
I got to do my Bob Grant. Get off my phone, you bum.
Oh, I love it.
You know,
oh
that's
my
how he
God.
did it. He was sweet, boy.
When we were in college, we used to call him so he would yell at us. You know how many times we got him to yell? We used to do this bit with him. We'd go, hey, Bob, we're listening to you at St. John's University, man. You're the best. What do you think about Vietnam? And he would say, oh, Vietnam. And then we'd say, yeah, but you still sell pretzels on the corner, right, Bob? What? Get off my phone. It's those kids playing with themselves again. That's what they're doing. We were the pretzel kids. We were the pretzel. We give him a straight question, and then we go pretzels, and he would go nuts. Yeah.
It's a beautiful time. Listen, I got to go. I appreciate the time, and we're going to talk again.
Oh, I can't wait. Yep.
Let's just hope these people wake up and do something better. I'll tell you this.
Yes.
The circumstances here on Delmarva make it so that other opportunities for Good Talk Radio can be introduced.
Don't you think? You know something? Not that I'm doing anything that big, and I haven't even launched yet. I'm launching October 1st officially, but we're hearing that on this air. They're calling us, and, you know, we miss it. We miss it. Yeah, it's a big gaping hole now. All right, listen, I love you. Thank you for today. And you know what? I just want to say, again, both of us on the air, we love all those broadcasters that played their heart out over there, and we wish them so much success. Corporate needs to really understand success and love of radio much better.
Yes, sir. I agree.
You got it, Richard Oak.
Thank you, brother.
You got it, Richard Oak. All right, man. Great job. Oh, I can't tell you how much I miss it all. Dan, I haven't spoken to Dan in forever, and we got the T-shirts in. I've been telling her we got the Ed Tyll T-shirt. So I finally got a text into him, and it's great. I'm back in touch with Dan. And Sussman, I met Susan Monday. Susan, I was on with Susan this week. Susan was filling in at some station, and I think GMD in... on Delmarva. All right, so look, a great call, Richard Hoke. We're going to take a break here. And, Rob, Conversations with Rob is out and about, and he's got always stuff on his mind. I mean, that's not no secret there. But I'm going to take this break because I need to... let me do a couple of things here, and then we'll come back and get some more calls, and we have a lot to go. Got issues and topics coming out of the kazoo. And a lot more of this Friday special edition Ed Tyll Show ahead.
Working class in a place they call the Bronx. Learned on the corner about the school of hard knocks. Found out his rap could be his salvation. Well, now he's talking all across the nation. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody. It's Ed Tyll. Now that you tuned him in, you know what I mean. People call him up, discussing every scene. Love him or hate him, he's gonna have his say. He's gonna speak his mind each and every day. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody. It's Ed Tyll. Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody. Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody. Ed Tyll. You may not like what he has to
coolest cat I know. Yeah. They call him Ed Till. Groovy. You guys ready for some polysyllabic pontification? We're coming on. Every body to the Ed Till. Yeah, the Ed Till. Show. Oh yeah. You may not like what he has to say, that Ed Till. Oh no. But he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. Until he's the baddest cat around. Meow. If you catch my drift. Are we copacetic here? Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. The Ed Till Show. Ed Till's got all the news and storylines, talking about all the main events. He's just a voice in the wilderness. Don't make no sense. Yeah, so come on, everybody, to the Ed Till way of thinking. Cause he never searches for middle ground. My man Ed don't sit on no fence. He's sorting facts with a razor's edge. And that, my friend, can be mightily intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. Man, if you can't see the world out there, you better watch out. Ed Till strip you bare. Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. To the Ed Till Show. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come on everybody, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's the baddest cat around. Got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. He's Ed Till, Ed Till. All the news and storylines to all the main events. Ed Till's just a voice in the wilderness that just don't make no sense. He's Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on everybody, Ed Till. More than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, you better watch out. Ed Till will strip you bare.
Ed Till. You may not like what he says, Ed Till, but he'll say it anyway, Ed Till. He's the baddest cat around, Ed Till. He's got the sharpest tongue in town of all the news and storylines, through all the main events. There's a voice in the wilderness, because you know it doesn't make any sense. Ed Till. You may not like what he says, Ed Till, but he'll say it anyway, Ed Till. He's the baddest cat in town, Ed Till. He's got the sharpest tongue around, never looks for middle ground, and he's never on the fence, sorting facts with a razor's edge, because you know it doesn't make any sense. From the voice on the radio,
see it anyway. Come on, everybody, Tyll Show. He's the baddest cat around. He got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. Tyll.
In the wilderness, it doesn't make much sense.
Everybody, listen to the Tyll Show. Never looks the middle ground, never sits on a fence. Talking facts with a razor's edge can be a little intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio. Sending out truth to brothers who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, rush on. Tyll strip you bare. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it anyway. He's the baddest cat around. He's got the sharpest tongue in town. He's a Tyll. He's a Tyll. All the news and storylines through all the main events. He's a voice in the wilderness. It doesn't make any sense. He's a Tyll. He's a Tyll.
Oh my God, how does it get like this? How does it spiral down? Oh, they're a local business,
Middle ground, he's never on the fence.
Took a long break, didn't you? How'd it go?
Back with
Once in a while.
razor's edge.
Way down the hall to the new coffee machine.
More than just a
Jerko.
voice on the radio.
Keurig. That's stupid. See, that's right there. Anybody who uses a Keurig, I would put a caution flag. There's your red flag law.
Watch out.
Anybody who says, "Oh, would you like some coffee? I have a Keurig." Red flag. Red flag.
Say it, Tyll. Say it, Tyll. It, Tyll. You may not like what he has to say. He's gonna say it anyway. Say it, Tyll.
Listen to that boy show. He is so stupid. He likes Trump. It's about the only thing good about him. Rest of that damn show, you could throw it out the window. He's listening to Billie Eilish. That's his new thing. Beatles are great. Zeppelin's great. Oh, my friend Paul is a rock and roll DJ. Pat St. John loves me. What a big, full of baloney jerko this guy is. I'll tell you, he's dumb. He has some smart people on his show, but they can't smarten him up none. Yeah, and that Richard Hoke on that. Richard had about 3 words, answers in there, and old big mouth is, well, Richard, blah, 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 blah. What do you think of that? Richard trying to stay awake for the part where he gets to talk, which wasn't much. Ed Tyll. He's Ed Tyll. He's Ed Tyll. Shut up. You so in love with your name. Oh, come on, will you? Just lighten up. Just take it easy. It's the freaking weekend. But here's the thing. Yeah, I don't mind. You're a local business. I get you. You don't want Walmart to take you over. I get it. You're up against the Home Depot. I got it. You don't even like Target. I got it. You gotta deliver, man. You can't. So they send somebody out, and they're gonna look at the groundskeeper type of. And I go, look, we got this over here, we got that. Oh, he goes, oh, I see what you got there. Oh, he says, I know what you got there. I said, what is that? He goes, that's what they call Bahia grass. Do you know? I said, no, I never heard of Bahia. Well, it's what you got because you got Bahia grass. I said, okay. Well, let me tell you what you need to do with that. I said, all right, tell me. Very thin grass. You got to, in the right season, you got to overseed it to get it to be thick. You know. I said, okay. And certain kind of bugs like that grass. I said, can you kill those bugs? I mean, I don't want you to have Roundup or anything, give me cancer, but can you... He says, well, we got a guy that does this at our company. I said, okay. So we start with the company, and they come the first time, and it's a big disaster the first time. The guy is squirting something out there, and within 24 hours, you can see all the squirting has discolored the lawn. It went from not as green where it should be, it went to yellow and a very unhealthy look. So you get on the phone, the guy, of course you get billed for that. I said, I'm not paying for this. You came over and damaged my lawn. I can't pay you for that. You actually have to fix the lawn now. Then we can start over. Okay. Oh, yeah, sir. No, I got to send another guy. So the second guy comes out. I said, well, I don't know. This is where you lose faith. Right? A local company. How big could this company be? He goes, well, I don't really know what this other guy did. Maybe his equipment, you ready? Maybe his equipment wasn't clean, and he's got some of the old chemical in with the new chemical happening like this. He goes, nothing that we're supposed to do would look like this. I said, you're not new to Bahia grass. He goes, no, it's Florida. Bahia grass comes from the islands, was brought over here because it's very good on low rain and high heat. In the tropics, you have a wet season, but you have a dry, hot season. This grass requires less of nature than St. Augustine wants more. You got to get higher maintenance on your St. Augustine grass. I said, this is lovely. I feel like I'm getting a World Book Encyclopedia, but do you know how to make it? It was rich and green about 60 days ago. I asked a friend of mine to keep after this while I was out of town, and it looks terrible now. So we just want to get it back to the way it was not too long ago. This is not a lawn that was never beautiful. We need to, I said, all we want is a green carpet here. We're not looking for anything exotic. We just want to get it healthy. Oh, absolutely. I know what you mean. So that remedy had the exact same effect as the mistake it did. Came back to do the remedy, to do the fix, and the fix had the very same effect. Again, big swirls, swishes, swoosh marks. You know, like the Nike swoosh? You got these lines all over, big, like somebody sprayed. It looks like somebody spray painted it with yellow. Okay, not good at all. So now, second time this happens, I get on the phone. I'm not very happy now. Now, losing my patience with cooperating, and I say, hey, the second treatment, the fix, it had the same damage. It just looks worse. I'm very sorry. I'm going to come right over. I said, okay. Comes right over. This will be the third treatment. I'm putting something on there now. Should give it a week. It's going to come around. Here we go. I'm going to be literal as I can about this. Will counteract what was this chemical will make what the other chemical did not continue, get you in the right direction. It is as yellow as ever on day 21 now, day 22 of yellow. So I get on the phone and I say, I did mention this to the last visitor rep who came out. I said, it'd be nice if the company would call me and say, we understand that we're really struggling with your lawn, and we shouldn't be struggling, and here's why. In other words, this is your deal. It's what you do. You do lawns. And this is a very typical, deliberately Florida lawn. This is for the conditions we're in. So whatever unique qualities there are to Bahia, okay, which I like saying, that's good. You got Bahia lawn, there, Bahia grass, good. Sounds like it's, St. Augustine, I don't know what that sounds like, but Bahia, it sounds good. Okay. So I look it up myself. I say, you know what? You got to stop asking other people to be your expert. It's your lawn. Start reading so that you can ask them questions in the knowledge base of a Bahia lawn. So I do this. Haven't had now. I thought today for sure I was going to get that discussion because if I'm in the lawn business, chances are I'm a grass guy. I tell you all about grass. What do you want to know about grass? How long does it take? What's the difference in the blades? Why does this do well up north? Why does it do well down south? I'm a grass guy. I'm in the slug-a-bug. That's what they do. They kill the bugs. I think it's a great name. I have to say that. Marketing's genius, slug-a-bug. But it's only a resident. I said to the guy, this is a small residential community. This is not some big, vast baseball stadium, impossible grass to conquer here, right? We're literally talking about tens. Perhaps there's a couple hundred square feet. I'll go all the way with you. If I wanted to give you the biggest estimate, I would say the amount of grass we're talking about is 500 square feet at the max, and it could be 310. It could be 280. I wouldn't know. I don't do grass. That's not my thing. I'll go, there's 30 steps across, 10 steps back. There you go. You do it. You know what I mean? It's like Noah in that Bill Cosby bit. We're not allowed to listen to Bill Cosby anymore, but he had a great thing where Noah is being told the dimensions of the ark. It's hilarious. It's all in make-believe numbers. So, first you have to restate. This is the thing that's brutal being a customer. And when you're a local business, this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to make the person have to tell it for a third time. It's rude. If somebody's told a reception or a worker chapter and verse, and then you didn't come right to the phone. If you got right on the phone, you say, well, tell me what happened. But you're going to get on the phone 45 minutes later, and then he says to me, I'm not, I don't have all the, I said, but you had 45 minutes to get briefed for the call. This is your time to know. This is when it counts. You're gonna talk to me now, and then you're gonna go do homework after. You gotta do your homework. You have to come to you gotta come to a meeting. I'm doing this on his schedule, right? They said to me, he'll call you at such and such a time. They didn't say to me, what are you doing right now? Do you have? I said yes because I need this call. So I went ahead and pushed off a whole bunch of stuff. This happened with the dentist too the other day. I had to push off all these shows and everything. And the lovely dentist over there still gave me a delay. Okay, so you should respect your local business. You got to respect your other local business. I'm a local business. What do I look like over here? I'm not on some kind of Che Guevara socialism. I'm working in the daytime. Okay. That's how you get the house, to have the lawn. You're working. Yeah. So I lose my patience a little because he's saying to me, he's getting back with me without knowing the story on this. Now, it's not hard to look up. I mean, I did it from the reception person as well. You give the address, they open up the account, they look at the visits. And I said to her, I knew this was going to be trouble. She's a very nice lady. It was not her fault. She's just trying to do the best she can because when you're a worker at a small business, you cannot cross the boss in any way. You can't badmouth the company, can't make the boss look wrong, can't make the company look incompetent. You got to keep the company very tough to walk that road. But I respected what she was saying. I understood what her script was. It was all legit. But the truth is, I said, do you have the feedback on any of these visits? She did not. Now, I'm not going to rub it in, but that's the whole crux of having feedback, is that you would have it when something goes wrong and you would know if you're involved. A good company is going to say, I see that we have been struggling with this for a while. I see that we had a visit, then you called afterwards, and that didn't work, and then they came for a second visit, and there's something in here about to not bill you, but we billed you anyway. This is, if you come on like that, like you have rounded up what you should know, and you are inclined to have that customer feel satisfied, you're going to be golden. You are going to always be in business even when you make a boo-boo, because it's going to look right that you're caring and you're inclined. Now, you can't guarantee anything in life, but that you're inclined to solution. So I have him on the phone. And when I said to him, I said, I'm shocked at this. I said, you're not briefed on all of this before. I said, you're the president, the CEO, dude. Got to get briefed. Can't run into a meeting without being briefed. Because, the meeting will go very poorly for the other people who need that meeting to be substantive and conclusive. Nobody enjoys a meeting. You bring them together and nothing is concluded. If the meeting was just to have another meeting, bad. They will not come to the second meeting the same way. You can't have a make-believe meeting in anticipation of a real meeting. If you jump right on the phone and go, hey, Mr. Tyll, I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm going to gather up these details, call you in an hour, I'll have my ducks. Awesome. That's all you're going to get in America. American capitalism. I love it. You really care. When I've had, I do a couple of things off the air with my voice. And one of them is a training narration. They have a film for the trainees, and I'm the voice teaching them. And I can't tell you how much I love this. But it is time consuming and it does take dedication, but I love the organization and they pay very well. And I would do anything for this client. They're terrific people. But I have to self-examine. I cannot send in narration that has, or I'm not sure if it's on the mark. I am all over this kind of thing. So if I get a call from them, and this happens, I'll do a session in the morning very early, go on and do some talk radio stuff, find a message that we need. First of all, before I call back, I get all of their stuff open on the computer to be ready for what's going to happen now. Here's the piece I've sent them. Here's the script I have the script on one screen, audio on the other screen, them in my headset, and I'm ready. What do we need? Everything from just give us another copy or change one word or we rewrote the script. It's similar, but it got a lot of word changes. Take a look. You're telling the same story with a lot of different words. These are all normal in my biz. So this is what I'm saying. If you're a grass guy and you hear from the gal, we've been going out there since June. It's September. He says every time we go out there, we make it worse. He has got to be, you got to be prepped with that. You can't ignore and say, well, I'll let the customer again set it up. The customer's already done you a favor. The customer has told you in detail how you can give the customer what the customer's supposed to have, a good experience with the lawn. Not perfect. No, this idea of perfection, everybody goes, it can't be perfect. I think that's a little bit insulting to say perfect. No one that I know of asks for or accidentally even gets perfect today. When I was a young fella, there was a lot of perfection around. My grandfather and his generation turned out a lot of amazing results. So you get it. Today's world, keep your expectations minimal, and then you'll have less stress. I get all that. I wasn't expecting Disney topiaries over here. Well, I wasn't expecting something out of a movie with Grace Kelly in the 1960s where the grass is so green, you start to smell it off the screen. Beautiful. So I'm not looking for perfect, but to have the thing get worse and worse and no one's looking after it. Now, don't get me started on the gardener guy, the grass cut guy, because it's the same nightmare. I support small business, and I get burned for it my whole life. Small business is still where you get the most problems when people promise you more than they're qualified to deliver. So I'm having two grass cutters in a row that are big, successful grass cutters, and my little tiny lawn keeps getting overlooked or overcut. They do two things. Either they can't make it, or they cut it down till there's no grass left, and it looks absolutely terrible for the first week. Then it looks okay for a week. Then it looks overgrown. Terrible. So I finally gave up on them. Went to cutter number 2. And cutter number 2, absent in when they're supposed to be here. So I'm at the supermarket one day. The guy is wearing a T-shirt. And he's a young fellow who, when I see him, I'm like, this guy looks like a responsible guy. Him and his partner have the right matching T-shirt. You just read people. Does he look slovenly, slow, dumb? Just the opposite. Looks bright, attentive. I said, let me walk up on the guy. I said, excuse me, I'm looking at your shirt. Oh, yeah. I said, we have a call coming in? All right. All right. All right, here we go. The Ed Tyll Show live on edtyll.com. Hello, who is it?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Rob. How are you?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that Ed?
Yes, it is Ed. Who is this? James.
How are you?
I knew it. I knew that voice. James, I am well. How about yourself on a Friday early evening?
Good. I'm getting ready to go home and work out. I got about 20 minutes. Let's talk some football.
Let's do it, baby. Who you got and what do you want to talk about? Let's do this.
Well, I guess we go through an NFL preview. I've got the season officially kicked off yesterday. The game was kind of boring defensively.
Sucked. I tried. You want to do a quick rundown? Tell people what was wrong with that game? Very disappointing to me. I was surprised. I got caught by surprise. Like, oh my God, football's on! Look at how lucky I am. I turned the damn thing off in 15 minutes and went back to Law and Order, season 13.
Oh boy! Well, I'll tell you what. And this is for both of you guys. I am getting ready. We're talking NFL right now. I am getting ready right now for the Patriots to reclaim their title. Now, I think that's going to be a good game coming up on Sunday. And what I wanted to ask you, Ed and James, what do you guys think about Andrew Luck retiring now? He was the league MVP a couple years back. The Colts were a playoff team the majority of the time he was in the NFL, but he still had a lot left. But what I've been hearing about Andrew Luck is that, he went to Stanford. He's a smart guy, but he dropped out of the NFL because of all those injuries, and he wants to go and be a history teacher. I don't know if you guys heard that.
No. Well, I don't know about history teacher, but the reason he retired is because in the first 3 or 4 years, the former GM Gerkson never got him an offensive line, and he just took a pounding. From like 2012 to 2015, he got sacked or hit on like 40% of his dropbacks. It was insane. His body was so beat up that by the time they got him a good line, it didn't matter. Remember, he played through a bad shoulder injury in 2016 before having to go down, and he missed all 2017. His body just gave out on him, unfortunately.
All right, let me jump in here because you got two things going on when you talk about this guy Luck and then you bring up Brady like I did. There's two opposite views of the game. I must dominate and be the greatest. I wouldn't have come to this frickin' dance if I wasn't going to be number one. I don't play games that I quit in the middle. The other guy's like, well, there's more to life than football. And, teaching history and playing with myself and watching TV. One slug-ass loser piece of crap walks away from a chance at greatness, and the other one plows through with his skills matching his intensity. What's your thought about that?
I don't think that's fair. I mean, if you had no running game and no O-line for 4 years of your career, take such a pounding. That's a big difference in having the best coach ever and having a stable organization around you.
Yeah, but how do you get?
I don't think
How do you get to be a great quarterback and have a great coach? How does that happen? Doesn't happen by going, oh, my line sucks. Oh, look at my. Come on. You're going to eat that thing and crap it out of you and keep moving forward like the wild animal you are to be in the 0.0000001% of world athletics. When you're in the NFL playing quarterback, what is it, James? I'm sure you're better at this kind of thing. How special is your percentile when you are starting quarterback in the NFL?
You have to be special, but you also that helps you don't take 60 sacks a year for 3 years. That's what Luck was basically averaging the first couple of years of his career.
Well,
Brady's
let's talk
never been
about that.
sacked
That's
more
great.
than, like, 30 times.
I'm glad we're talking some football. Maybe Rob will get in there too. What has anybody on this phone besides me played football in a uniform with a coach and whatever? If a guy's taking sacks all the time, he's a slow mofo. A great quarterback doesn't take sacks. You got to be fast, smart. You got to use your body, your eyes. You got to fake people out. You can't be a luggy slug, a big deal. Look at me, a-hole, and think you're going to go to the Hall of Fame. You got to be great. You got to smart, and you got to be ahead of the. When you play the game, you know when that other guy. Oh my God! Look at that intensity. He's going to eat us alive. We don't have that. Or look at them. They're freaking afraid of us. We have no record. They're scared of us right now. We have no record. They are scared. Look at this little pussy. I'm going to take him down right now. And all of a sudden at halftime, oh, it's unbelievable. But with their record, they are dominating the lead in the league. Yeah, come on. It's happened my whole life. Pussies, and then there's real champions. So that's my, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Ed and James, for both of you guys, first of all, I think it's smart that Luck got out of there. He's had so many injuries. For him to get in there, remember, we've seen all these guys in the NFL that have killed themselves. We see Junior Seau, player that played on the San Diego Chargers and the New England Patriots, went to a Super Bowl with the Patriots. He shot and killed himself because of all those concussions with his head. I think that we need...
James, this is going to happen with Rob in every discussion. Somehow, political Bernie Sanders got in there. Oh, it's so terrible to be a football player. You can't even stay alive. It's so terrible. You can't even stay alive. You know what it's like? You must be. You got to kill yourself. Oh, come on. What you have to.
So many guys.
You're going to bring this. You're going to bring this kind of little hypersensitivity, pathological narcissism. You're going to bring this to football now? You have enough of that with the Bernie Sanders. Well, come on. You got to be tough. Andrew Luck is a loser. Quitters are losers. That's the name of sports. You walk, you suck. That's it. Nobody who's any good walks. Nobody in my life.
He's a rich loser.
What happened?
He's a rich loser, I'll tell you that.
But
I
you
just
could tax him. Well, then you should be happy because then you could tax him. Now you can tax the hell out of him. Go ahead.
I'm for that. Although I think Andrew Luck is a liberal, so we like Andrew Luck.
I want James back in here. James, what's your